It's quite a ride. The key man's not here, so...
That's Mount Dicta up there?
Where we're going. Yeah, no, that's Ida.
From Mount Ida?
Big T's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Well, we will. We're supposed to.
Was he supposed to meet us here?
Yeah.
What, he didn't want to ride it? I hate roller coasters. They should make a ride.
That was great.
Thank you for driving.
I love roller coasters. You know what? The X at Six Flags.
There's a plan inside, and once you go around in like smaller groups, you know, like 2s or 3s or 4s or 5s, and no, not 10s. That's not a small group. And let's reconvene in 20 minutes on the stairway, which is right on the other side of all this, of the west wall, and see what similarities you find with Knossos and see what differences you find. Okay? Proactive effort.
Yes, because he never speaks. Yes. I mean,
People who know say. You're a small group.
Set Malia, which is another Minoan palace. Only this one's different because it's not reconstructed like the other one.
No, actually, I'm not that sure. This is my wall. It used to have dolphins on it, but they were. I haven't repainted them yet. I wonder if they. She's like, no timing and no two pictures of timing. Hi. This is where the Minoan football.
The first room you got to. So it's either a sentry stand. So some people have thought, well, maybe it's, you know, the guards could decide whose watch is it. You know, it's I got 3 holes and you got the next 3 holes or what have you. To the fact that if you come in here because it's partly political, partly religious, and partly economic, maybe you have to bring some agricultural gifts to the goddess or to the king or the high priest or what have you, and maybe that's what it's all about. I've had a student in the past guess it was a big dial telephone. To the basin itself, and there you would do your offering, whatever it was. You'll notice, because you saw it Knossos, but it looked so natural you couldn't tell, but I mean, when they build walls of stone like this, they don't leave them open like this. They cover them with plaster. So some of this has been restored, but you know, they cover all the rough edges with the plaster, and then of course you can paint on that. And when we just saw paintings in the museum in Knossos, when we get to Athens, you'll see more paintings from Minoan period. You'll see it was entirely covered with a plaster and then had a kind of gypsum floor probably beneath these flagstones.
Got pictures being taken.
Right now we get to do something that's very rare in Greece. We're going to walk down.
Cool. Wow. Walk back up.
No, he went down all the way through up and he was down. And then you guys were when we were coming down.
Okay.
Bugs. Wow, we're getting super cold. Are you videotaping right now?
Yes.
Oh.
Right. This very minute. They go in there. Is this where his crib was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pull in a little bit so you can get in. Where do you get to the Palamidi?
To the what?
The Venetian fortress in Napoli on 994 steps.
Yes!
Bond of steel.
Oh, that's great. It's really neat.
Yes,
Day order.
Hold on, stay there for just a second, Kim.
Pull in just a little bit, Kim.
I should take a picture.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Trying to.
Take a damn picture.
Don't turn the light on.
It's gonna flash.
No flash.
You have to like hiss.
Oh,
You
God.
have to hiss or clap your
Okay,
hands.
okay. Oh.
Or whistle.
Yeah.
Today I got the whistle.
So you go in all of this.
Okay,
and come in.
we're in it's now called the Cave of Psychro or Psychro, but it's generally known as the Dictaean Cave. You're in the bowels of Mount Dicte, and just as we experienced the very first day in the Cave of Eleutheria, there's several hundred caves that they used for ritual purposes in Crete. This one is one of the largest. It's one of the most spectacular. It's one of the most difficult of access. We just walked down cement steps that maybe you heard Lois saying were made maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago. But when archaeologists came here 100 years ago, they had to lower themselves with ropes, and because it was just slippery, slimy, well-worn, wet rocks. And the reason we're here is because this is another womb of the earth goddess. And this particular one was associated with the birth of Zeus. Usually, the birth of Zeus is said to have occurred somewhere in the mainland of Greece. And then, for those of you that know the story, there's no reason to go into details, but his father was afraid that his son would overthrow him, which ultimately would happen. So he swallowed all his children, many of whom you know as Olympian gods, Hera and Demeter and Poseidon and so on. But as the story is told, Zeus was the last one, and his mother, Rhea, saved him from being swallowed, gave Zeus a stone wrapped in a baby blanket. You'll see that stone at Delphi. Another.
You're not Zeus.
Kronos.
Kronos. He Kronos is stone.
Correct. Thank you. And just trying to think, what did I say?
You said gave Zeus a stone.
No, I know that.
Zeus was the
I was
stone.
saying to myself, what did I say? Now I know what I said. You'll see that stone at Delphi, which is another womb. The word Delphi means womb. And again, all of this is associated with the earth goddess.
Hey, darling.
Yes?
You should tuck your glasses back in there.
This guy here?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Not a problem. I go right on. And what's interesting about being right where we are is, at least modern tradition, recent tradition, says that this is the very room in the cave, the little side room where Zeus was nurtured. Again, they gave the stone wrapped in baby blanket to Kronos, his father, and took baby Zeus from the mainland of Greece and brought him down here to Crete, hid him away in the cave in the womb of the earth, where he was nurtured by either either by the goddess herself or by a she-goat, a kind of substitute, named Amalthea. And there's a bunch of cafes down the hill named Amalthea. And the story also goes, you didn't hear this in class, that to hide the sounds of the crying baby, the priests down here would bang pots and pans and yell at the top of their voices. So every time Zeus would cry, instead of Kronos being able to hear him, all Kronos would hear is people yelling. So on the count of 3, we can all shout. 1, 2, 3. Now that helicopter will be coming. Historically speaking, what's so interesting about the exact spot where we are is that Zeus is not a god who the Minoans worshipped. Zeus, as you know, the Minoans worshipped the sun god. They worshipped the great earth goddess. They didn't worship a male, celestial, thunderbolt-throwing, virgin-impregnating god. That's something that the mainlanders, the Indo-European, Greek-speaking peoples, who we will start encountering now, came into Greece worshiping. And they came down here to Crete, and they were awed by the religion that we're seeing the remnants of. The caves, the peak sanctuaries, the magnificent palaces, and the Mycenaeans were, that is the Greeks, were just so impressed with this. And chances are when you encounter an older religion that's got a more profound basis, you're afraid of disrespecting it. I mean, you don't want to piss off gods no matter who you believe in. And nowadays when we believe in one God, you know, you tend to think, well, my God's right and your God's wrong. We go through that all the time with Judeo-Christian tradition versus the Islamic tradition and so on. But in polytheism, in ancient times, when you have lots of gods, you know, there was no reason to piss off another god, because all the gods were rather similar: sky gods, sun gods, earth goddesses, and so on. So right here, you're looking at the syncretism. You're looking at the merging of these. Oh, that means you're going to get pregnant. Yeah, you've only got 15 seconds to wash that off. It has to be water that's carried in the hoof of a Scythian ass. We're out.
We're out.
Anyway, so you're looking at the merging of cultures here. You're looking at the old traditional Minoan culture that worshiped the great goddess, and these sky god worshipping Greeks who move into Greece, come down here, and basically merge their religion with this religion. So they take baby Zeus, and this originally may have been baby somebody. We don't know who. You know, somebody that the Minoans worshipped as the sacred baby. But the Indo-Europeans, the Greeks, replaced him with Zeus, and that's how you get the merging of two religions. Right here in this very spot, this very wet, slimy spot that we're standing. The cave itself is, you know, a typical limestone cave. It drips calcite material, so you have stalactites and stalagmites and whole columns. When we used to come down here years ago, they would point up into the column up here and say, the face of baby Zeus is up there. So take your pick. I mean, there's like right there where I'm shaking my flashlight, the black spot in the middle, kind of looks like a, you know, pudgy little face with a stupid little nose and so on. But I mean, you can find 1,000 faces up there. But of course, that's just guide stuff, so they get an extra tip. But this is, you know, to be here is very, very interesting. It's a big, grand cave. You saw the remains in the museum of what was found here. A lot of little oxen and double axes made of bronze for the most part. Didn't sound good. Any questions?
I've got an important question for my colleagues back at home.
Yeah.
Have they found any evidence like lightning bolt rattles or Winnie the Pooh and the Giant Slayer books or anything like that to support his actual birth
They
here?
found a very early version of Classics 126 study guide. They found a really early version of it.
Wow.
It only cost like $30 instead of $50.
Oh, you just.
Ancient.
Yeah.
That's not a good picture. 1, 2, 3.
Good.
Why is this back behind us?
Yes. Up until they built the stairway and so on, you pay your entrance fee, and then for an extra 50 drachmas or whatever, they give you this thin little cheap orange candle, light it for you, and you come to the lights. So you can come down here with the candles, and as low as it's staying, they get too close to somebody and singe their hair and burn their backpack, and it's a lot of fun. But
Flag strip on your hand.
yes, yeah, all that. But on your feet and everything. But now they've got all that. But yeah, the guys would come down here and bring people into this little room, and they were short little guys, like the guys who do the donkeys, and they would follow them. That's what it's like. Okay.
Donkey man.
All right, be careful on your way out. There's a lake, a natural, I don't know, lake, it's a pond or whatever, a natural pond there. And the arrow is winding around the other way.
Alright, I need you to put the camera down.
Thanks. Come on.